what they want. Some people come to university knowing exactly what they want to do in life. Others come to discover it. Either way, there's a path for them at U Ottawa. A path to knowledge, a path to success. At U Ottawa, ranked in the top 1% in the world and one of the top 10 research universities in Canada, you study with professors who are leaders in their field. 89 of them hold Canada Research Chairs, a prestigious mark of excellence. And yet, our professors are equally committed to teaching and make themselves available to students in the classroom, online, and during office hours. A quality education is yours, right from the start at one of these 6 faculties. You can choose from more than 400 programs and combine majors and minors across faculties. So if you're a social sciences student who's interested in business or an art student with a love of science, you have a home at U Ottawa. So you can focus on a discipline you love or test your love for it by doing one of the many work placements we offer while you're still in school. Most of our faculties offer co-op programs with placement rates of over 95%. And when you're done with your first degree, you can stay for graduate school or apply to law, medicine, or education. 3 faculties ranked in the top 10 in their field in Canada. Along your path, you will find student mentors, counselors, and coaches, all there to give you the support you need to be the best you can be.
Và tuần này thì mình sẽ share cho mọi người cái app tên là
Hello, everyone. Good morning. Thank you for watching the live stream today. I'm so honored to have a special guest, Mr. Mark from University of Ottawa. And today we're going to bring you a lot of update and introduction about the university. So if you have any questions, you can put in the chat box and we'll answer you after we finish the presentation. Hi, Mark. Over to you.
Hi, Tricia. Thank you so much. Good morning to everyone in Vietnam. Thank you for this opportunity to present the University of Ottawa to everyone. Hello to everyone who will be watching the presentation afterwards, after the recording. So again, my name is Mark and I am the manager for the international market development team, and my main responsibility is the Asian market. So it's a pleasure of being here with you today. A little bit about myself. I am a proud 3-time graduate of the University of Ottawa. So I'm not just an employee, I'm a proud graduate. So I have my bachelor's of psychology, my bachelor's of education, and my master's of educational counseling as well. So all my 3 degrees completed at the University of Ottawa. So today you'll be getting, yes, the employee perspective, but also the perspective of a proud graduate. So I guess we can go right into the presentation. So on the outline today, we will talk about U Ottawa during COVID, because COVID is still very top of mind for everyone. Where is U Ottawa located? We'll briefly talk about our beautiful campus. I'll talk about highlights about U Ottawa, and then we'll jump into admission fees and scholarships, talk about co-op in Canada North, why students choose U Ottawa, and how to connect with us. So right into U Ottawa and campus during COVID. So we've all gone through and are still going through the COVID pandemic. So over the past year, the university transitioned to complete online courses for most of its programs. A few exceptions would be some of the programs with in-person learning components, such as our music program, our theater program, and some of our graduate students who have active sort of components to programs such as research. So they were at the university doing their research in some of our labs. Our residences in the past year were open, not at full capacity. limited capacity, but we're still open. We're happy to say that we didn't have any outbreaks in the first sort of 12 to 18 months of the outbreak in our residences, and that is in part due to all the measures that were put in place by our campus COVID team, whether it's hand washing stations, clear guidelines and markings on the floor, and posters on the walls, and so forth. And so when we pivoted to online learning, this wasn't entirely new to the university. We've been offering some of our programs online and offering virtual options previously to COVID. And that past experience sort of helped us easily pivot to offering more of our courses and our programs online. Some of the things that we did create for this new reality was virtual support and events. Some examples of these would be non-academic support, such as co-op information sessions and virtual career fairs to help you or help our students stay connected. Even if they were online, they kept the connections between employers, and we had the employers do everything virtually. Everyone was sort of getting used to that, so that wasn't an issue. We offered all of our academic support as well online, so we offered virtual orientation, student mentoring, and we created our U Ottawa virtual learning community where students can could get together and exchange just on everyday topics or talk about coursework and so on. So now that the pandemic is sort of progressing, life is slowly getting back to normal in Canada, and specifically in Ontario where we're located. And so between 30 and 50% of our courses are being offered in person this fall. So this is great. I saw an email actually today coming from the former vice dean of the Faculty of Engineering, who shared an email from a student who shared how happy she was to be back in person for her courses, and it brought tears to her eyes. And we're very happy to see the students back on campus as well. It's fantastic. So enough about COVID, because I know everyone talks a lot about it. So let's get to the University of Ottawa. So where is the University of Ottawa located? Well, we're located centrally east in Canada, about 2.5 hour drive from Montreal or a 5-hour drive from Toronto. Ottawa is the capital of Canada. So the capital of Canada is not Toronto or Vancouver, it is Ottawa. Just to clarify that for those who didn't know. And we're a quick hour flight from Boston and New York. So making Ottawa a great central location for discovering, east of Canada and eastern US as well. We are a downtown campus. So this is beautiful downtown Ottawa. As you can see, our main campus here, and on our next slides, we clearly highlight our campus. I like to say it's shaped like a pizza slice. So wider here and then narrower at the end. So it's about a 15-minute walk from the point to the widest area here. And it's about, let's say, 7-minute walk across campus. We're bordered by two neighborhoods, which are Centertown and Sandy Hill. So these are great communities where often our students live after their first year, because for first year, we have guaranteed housing for students on our campus. So we do offer that options for the students who want to live on campus during their first year. It is possible to live on campus during second, third, fourth, or graduate studies as well. But most students decide to live off campus because we're bordered by these two neighborhoods, which are so close. We're also located right next to the Rideau Canal, which is a UNESCO World Heritage Site, and it becomes the longest skating rink in the world in the winter, over 7 kilometers, and you can actually skate from our university to the other university in Ottawa, which is Carleton University. You'll often see students and professors coming to class with a pair of ice skates because they're transitioning from home or from Carleton all the way to the University of Ottawa. Also located in downtown Ottawa means that we're located right next to Parliament Hill, so the decisional power of Canada here, the Supreme Court right next to it, a lot of national museums, the Byward Market where you can shop, dine, and have lots of fun, which is about a 10-minute walk from campus. And we're also right on the border with the province of Quebec. We like to say in Canada, we call it La Belle Province in French, the beautiful province. And so you can immerse yourself in the French culture. In 20-minute walk, you can be in another province in Canada. So great location for our campus in downtown Ottawa. So the University of Ottawa is over 42,000 students, 35,000 of which are at the undergraduate level, approximately 7,000 of which are at the graduate level. Like the video said earlier, we rank among the top 1% of universities worldwide, and 20% of our student body are international students stemming from 155 different countries. So very diverse and international campus. We have 6 undergraduate faculties and 3 professional faculties. I'll go into details on these on the next slides. We offer over 400 different program combinations in these faculties. We have over 1,000 teaching and research labs, and these research labs are available to our students starting in the first year of undergraduate studies. So the first weeks you start your studies at the university and you have labs, you'll have access to these, which is fantastic. And most of these labs are in our 5 new state-of-the-art facilities that have opened in the last 7 years. The list is there. The picture that you see is actually of our STEM complex. So our science, technology, engineering, and management, mathematics building. It's our largest complex at the University of Ottawa, over 130,000 square feet. I like to say of pure STEM fun. It has over 30 different 3D printers, laser cutters. It has a tsunami lab in the basement where professors and students work on tsunami research. It has clubs, so different stations for clubs where students can work on self-driving vehicles, airplanes, rockets, and so on. So a great building and a great place to put into practice what you learn in the classroom. The University of Ottawa might be a downtown campus, but we're also the 11th greenest university campus around the world, and we're Canada's most sustainable city center campus. So this is greatly in part due to our U Ottawa dining hall, which is zero waste. So everything, all the leftovers are composted. We reuse all of our cutlery. We have we grow some of our food as well on campus, which is a great initiative. And we offer to all of our student and community a free store, which is a free one-stop shop for all the items that you need. Examples of these would be used books, used furniture, clothing, and etc. Some of the things have been left behind by past students. Some of it has been donated by the community and so on. But it's great to have this option for students who are looking to obtain some items for free. So more now about our faculties. So I mentioned our 6 faculties, undergraduate faculties earlier. They are our Faculty of Arts, our Telfer School of Management. Our Telfer School of Management ranks in the top 1% of business schools in the world. It has a Triple Crown accreditation, and only one other business school in Canada has this Triple Crown accreditation. It's the Hautes Études Commerciales Business School in Montreal. And in order to have this Triple Crown accreditation, you have to offer very specific services to your business school students, such as specific career services and different competitions. We have a Bloomberg trading lab, so students actually trade real funds in the trading lab. So it's great for the students at the Telfer School of Management. We have our Faculty of Social Sciences, which is our largest faculty at the University of Ottawa, over 8,000 students. Because we're in located in a G7 capital city, a lot of students are interested in studying political sciences, criminology, public policy, and so on, and that's possible at our Faculty of Social Science. We have our Faculty of Science, our Faculty of Health Sciences, which is our smallest faculty. But don't be fooled, good things do come in small packages. And last but not least, we have our Faculty of Engineering, where we offer some of the traditional programs such as civil engineering, mechanical engineering, chemical engineering, but we also specialize in sort of software engineering, computer science, computer engineering, and so on. And I'll explain later why we do specialize in those fields when I talk about Canada North. So next slide. There we go. So after your first degree in one of these 6 faculties, you can apply to our Faculty of Law. So we have the largest Faculty of Law in Canada, where we offer both common law and civil law. We have the Faculty of Education, if ever you wish to become a teacher at the high school or primary level. And we have our Faculty of Medicine as well for graduate studies. And all the previous faculties I mentioned do offer graduate studies options. So for example, at the Faculty of Arts, you'd find the Masters in Communication and so on. If you have any specific questions about that or the options that we offer at all of our faculties, I would invite you to consult our brochure that I've added in the link, where you'll find the list of all of our programs at the undergraduate and graduate level. So into admission and scholarships, which is the nitty gritty and where most students have their questions. So this would be our admission checklist for general international students. What we require generally is that you have completed your high school certificate or diploma, or that you be on path to completing your high school certificate or diploma. We also require that you complete the program-specific prerequisites and the additional requirements. What we mean by that, by specific program prerequisites, would be that if you're applying to our Bachelor's of Commerce in Finance, for example, we would have 2 program-specific admission prerequisites, which would be your English high school and your math high school. If you're applying to engineering, then we would have more program-specific prerequisites. You would have your English, your math, your chemistry, your physics, and your biology. So it really depends on your program. That information can be found on our admissions website. So you'll be able to find a list of all the programs and the faculties and the specific prerequisites. What we mean by additional requirements, this, for example, would be our music program, where we would require an audition, or our theater program, where we also require an audition. So some specific programs require additional admission requirements. Our visual arts would be another example, where we require a portfolio, like most other universities. Next would be, how do we calculate your admission average? Well, we use your 5 best courses, including the program-specific prerequisites that I mentioned earlier. So we use 5 courses to calculate your average. So that's something that you can do at home by using your 5 best courses and including your program-specific prerequisites, or the Global Study Partner team can help you do that as well. So the application deadline every year is April 1st. So this year, of course, April 1st, not 2021, would be 2022. So again, so this is the admission checklist, the general admission checklist for international students. Specifically for Vietnamese students, we require that you be on path or have completed your senior high school certificate. I will not try to pronounce the name in Vietnamese. I will let you read it out, but I'm sure it's it rings a bell to you. Other information about admission would be some of the entry requirements. So again, it depends on the country of origin, the program, and the language requirements. So the link is there. So if you want to have a look at the undergraduate admission requirements, the link is provided here. We only make conditional offers. And it is stated in the conditional offer that student must maintain a specific minimum average and complete all the program prerequisites in order to obtain their high school senior level diploma. So the admission averages will vary between 80% and 95%. On the lower end of the spectrum would be our Faculty of Arts and Social Science programs. In the middle would be our business school programs. And then in engineering would be the highest admission averages required. When it comes to alternate offers, they're not guaranteed, but we always try to make an alternate offer to students who do not meet the requirements on their original choice. Turnaround time, so do keep in mind, we usually try to make offers within 4 weeks, but it can take up to 6 to 8 weeks depending on the time of year. And we usually acknowledge receipt of your application once you've done it on the OUAC portal. So the Global Study Partner team can help you with that application. So if you haven't received the acknowledgement email within 2 weeks, you should contact the admission team to let them know. We do have some winter enrollment, but the enrollment in the fall is most recommended for undergraduate students. So the important documents, again, so you need to complete your application on the OUAC website, pay the fees, and then send us your transcripts from high school, so secondary school. So we usually require grade 10, grade 11, and then your interim marks for grade 12 if you haven't already completed your grade 12. And if you have not already completed your grade 12, we need the titles of all the courses you're currently taking, just to make sure that you're enrolled in all the program prerequisites. We also require that you complete and submit a language proficiency test results. A TOEFL or a IELTS are the most popular ones, but the other ones there are listed. The requirements that we ask for the TOEFL and the IELTS are mentioned here. So an overall 6.5 with a minimum writing score of 6.5 on the IELTS. But we do also offer an English intensive program. If you don't have the minimum score required, you can receive an offer with the condition of completing the English intensive program. So the lowest score we'll accept is an overall score of 4.5 and a writing score of 5, or an overall score of 5 and a writing score of 4.5. So it is possible that the condition states that you complete the English intensive program. So if you're at the lowest level, it's possible that you have to complete a full year of the English intensive program before being allowed to start your regular program of study. So next, I'll talk briefly about graduate and postdoctoral studies. So the university is a comprehensive university, and so we offer over 275 different programs at the graduate level. This includes 19 graduate diplomas, 175 masters. We have different types and combinations. Of the 175, we have 40 short duration masters that last between 8 and 16 months. And we now have 81 doctoral programs, and we continue to regularly create and add new programs to this list. So a quick sort of overview of our short-term masters would be here in case some students are interested. The link is also provided here in some of the slides, so you can definitely have a look to find out more information about these programs. And you know, these programs, they're in various fields, and as I mentioned, they vary between 8 and 16 months, and they're created to help you maximize your job prospects and to allow the students to further specialize their knowledge and their skills that they've gained during their undergraduate level. So here, if I continue on with the list, you'll see that it varies from social sciences to arts to the sciences and so on. I'll highlight some of the programs that have been most popular. We have our Masters of Health Administration. Again, since health has been such a popular topic with the pandemic, a lot of students have been interested in the health fields. And so our MHA has been a very popular program. It can be completed in 24 months. And it has sort of three components. So you can either learn the management fundamentals, learn healthcare fundamentals, and you have an experiential learning opportunity with this program as well. Next would be our Masters of Public Health. And this is a full-time 16 months to 20-month course. And so it emphasizes public health policy training. And there's an MPH Plus, which allows students to learn a second or a third language while conducting their MPH studies. I think this is great opportunity for our globalized markets now. Speaking 2 or 3 languages is definitely an asset, and I think that this program is great for these different opportunities. Next would be our Masters of Laws. We have concentrations in health, law, policy, and ethics. So again, this is a full-time 16 months to 20-month program, and it studies the pressing challenges that we face today, so including new disease threats. So again, very on par with the subjects of the times, which is COVID-19 and the pandemic. So when it comes to graduate admissions, the general guidelines are that students have completed 4-year bachelor's before being able to apply to the master's studies, or already have completed 3 years plus a master's. For the PhD, we require a minimum of a master's degree or a previously completed PhD degree. All programs have their own specific requirements. Some programs, if they have a research component or a thesis, will require that you find your thesis supervisor before you apply. And all the application deadlines vary by program, and that's why they're not listed here. For more information, you can visit the website that is listed there, uottawa.ca/graduate studies. Specifically for Vietnamese students, will require that you have completed these minimum diplomas before applying to the master's program and have a minimum grade of 6.5 on 10. So that's for the master's. If you're applying to the PhD, will require that you have completed either these degrees and have a minimum of 7.5 on 10. So the admission process, the required documents, most programs will require a letter of intent and 2 recommendation letters from previous professors and a resume. Some programs will require a sample of written work, for example, our English programs or our master's or PhD, and some of our business programs will require either a GMAT, for example, at Telford School of Management, as I mentioned. And again, here we only make conditional offers at the graduate level, like at the undergraduate level. The turnaround time here is a little longer because the admissions is done by committee. So a group of professors get together to look at the different applications. So it's approximately 8 weeks. So all graduate programs are open for fall entries, some for the winter, mostly engineering, science, and education, and very few are open for the summer. So that's something you'll have to verify on our graduate studies website. And the minimum requirements for English proficiency is 6.5 for the IELTS. Some programs will require even higher, up to 8. So I believe for our Masters of English, the minimum is an 8, but that's understandable because you're specializing in a field where the specialty is English. But the minimum score is 6.5 on the IELTS for most programs. So if you have any questions about graduate programs and admission, we recommend that you contact the academic unit directly. And here on our website, you'll find the information for our academic units directly. So if you're viewing this presentation later and not live, you'll be able to pause the presentation and take note the link to contact the different academic units. So how to finance your studies. So cost is a big issue as well. So at the undergraduate level, our programs will vary between 36 and 53, approximately $53,000 a year for tuition. On the lower end of the scale here would be our Faculty of Arts and Social Sciences and Science. In the middle would be our business programs at approximately $45,000 a year, and our engineering programs at the higher end of the scale here at $53,000 a year. On top of these fees, you have to consider housing, the different housing options. They vary between $8,000 and it can go all the way up to $20,000 for a year. Do keep in mind that some of the higher priced housing options are for 12-month leases, and for the other options on the lower end of the scale are for 8-month leases. And as I mentioned earlier, we do offer guaranteed housing for our students in first year. Some of our housing options also have a mandatory meal plan, so do keep that in consideration. So between $5,500 to $6,000 Canadian. If you are going to do your own groceries, you should plan for approximately $3,000 Canadian a year. Into this, you'll have to add books and other supplies, clothing, entertainment, communication. So a mobile and internet plan. Certainly a mobile plan, but for the internet, if you're living or frequenting campus often, it's free internet and Wi-Fi everywhere on campus. So the internet plan would only be necessary if you would be living off campus. So when it comes to scholarships, the university does offer scholarships every year. We have some very prestigious scholarships such as the President, Chancellor's, Loran and Schulich scholarships, which cover a good part of the tuition fees and living expenses. An application would be necessary for the President and the Chancellor scholarship. It's based on the letter and the admission average. So you require a minimum of 92% at admissions for these two scholarships. The Loran and the Schulich will require as well an application. Some other scholarships, such as faculty scholarships and in-course awards, do not require an application. Those are based on your admission marks, and you'll be contacted if ever you are selected for one of these scholarships, and the values do vary. On top of this, we have many private donor scholarships as well. And you would have access to all of these scholarships once you've applied through our UOzone student account, which is mentioned here. So this is our student portal, the UOzone. And on here, you would build a profile and we would match you up to all the scholarships that match your profile. And there's no limit to the number of scholarships that you can receive. And every year, unfortunately, students don't take the time to apply, and there are scholarships we don't hand out. So if there's one tip that I can give you is take the time to apply for scholarships, just in case. You never know what you'll receive. When it comes to graduate students at the master's level, the fees vary between $28,000 to $36,000 Canadian. At the PhD level, we have a special scholarship. So the PhD scholarship where all of our PhD students pay the same fees as Canadian students. So the fees are between $9,000 and $9,500 Canadian. And the other fees and costs are similar or identical to what was mentioned for the undergraduate students. When it comes to graduate scholarships, there are scholarships available for our graduate students, but they are limited. Some funding is possibly possible through your thesis supervisor, so a professor at the university. If not, you can apply for the Ontario graduate scholarships, but there's a limited number of these. In 2021, there were only 8 of these, just so you know, not to create any false expectations, but there are some options. Another option, which is great, is the MyTax scholarship. So I would say that you should definitely visit our scholarships and bursaries for graduate student website to find out more and the application details for these. One of the other great options about the University of Ottawa is our co-op program. So for those who are not familiar with co-op in this term, co-op are paid work internships. So this means that you're getting real life work experience and putting into practice what you learn in the classroom in real work settings. So these co-op work placements usually start the summer of your second year, and then you alternate between study and work until you graduate. As you can see here with the sequence, you would prolong your studies, but you would be earning between $35,000 and $45,000 for your 16 months of work experience. We have a 96% placement rate, and over 4,000 different employers like to employ our co-op students every year. So this is a great opportunity to also build your professional network before you graduate, and often these co-op employers become the employers of our graduates. So great opportunity if you can select a co-op option, or if your program does come with the co-op option, to do so. So all of our programs at our Telfer School of Management come with the co-op option, and all of our programs at the Faculty of Engineering actually come with a co-op option as well. Co-op is also offered at the graduate level. It has a 94% placement rate. We have 12 programs in social sciences, arts, and engineering. We have 2 different course sequences, if it does pop up here. Oh, it just skipped. Okay, that's fine. And so it's an option as well at the graduate level for some of our faculties, if ever you're interested. So Canada North. So what you're seeing here, I don't know if you were aware, but I'm sure you all know Silicon Valley in California. Well, we have that equivalent here in Canada, and it's just in Ottawa's backyard in the suburb of Canada. And this high-tech hub is called Canada North. And it's the largest tech sector in Canada, and it houses companies such as Apple, Ericsson, BlackBerry, Ciena, Cisco, and over 50 different startups were created here. We have over 290 co-op students working in Canada North, and over 4,000 of our alumni actually work here. And the university has actually established an office now here in Canada North to help with some of the research, help our co-op students in the placements, and for our alumni as well. So this is fantastic to have in our backyards. And it's not only for our engineering students. Yes, they're in very high demand in this sector, but you'll find also some of our graduates in marketing, in public relations, and so on, working in Canada North. So this is amazing to have in our backyard. So why do students choose Ottawa? Like I just mentioned, we're a hotspot for tech and also government jobs. We have very high income and low unemployment rates. It's very affordable, clean, and easy to get around. It has a great arts, culture, and nature. It's very diverse, inclusive, and friendly. And we rank number 19 in the world for quality of living, and we consistently rank among the best Canadian cities to live in. Next would be our how to connect with us. So please do connect with us on our Future Students Facebook page, our Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, or TikTok pages as well. You can also visit our virtual open houses or virtual info sessions, and we have a virtual campus tour, which is available. More specifically, here is our international market development team. Again, my name here, and I'm the manager responsible for Asia. Please do contact us at explore@uottawa.ca. And that is it for me, Trisha. So next, I guess, would be Q&A.
Thank you, Mark, for very informative presentation. I see some questions in the chat box now. So the first question is from the Philippines, asking about credit exemption process. So do you credit unit for students who wish to enroll, let's say, a second year college in the Philippines?
Yeah, we do grant advanced standings. It depends on the program that you previously completed in university or college and the program to which you're applying to at the university. So obviously it's easier if you're currently in a political science program and you're applying to a political science program at the University of Ottawa. The courses you previously completed are most probably similar to our courses at the university, and then we can easily grant advanced standing. But yes, this is something that we do.
Yep. We have another question about entry requirement for the Chancellor Scholarship for the GPA 9.2. Is this apply for students from normal high school and gifted high school? Because in Vietnam we have like gifted high school as well.
Yep. So it would be the same as well. So we require an overall 92 percent admission average. So do keep in mind though that the admission average is only based on 5 courses, right?
Yeah.
So it's not all of your courses completed in high school. It would be based on your admission average, which is calculated using 5 best courses, including the program prerequisites.
Yep. I also want to ask about that. For the 5 best courses, is this apply for the student who finished the high school in Canada as well? It means like from other state.
So if the students completed high school in Canada, it's slightly different. It would be 6 courses.
Okay, thank you. A question about master health admission and master public health. Do you have quota for that?
No quota. No.
Okay. Okay, another question is like, what if the student cannot meet the entry requirement? Can they study like alternative pathway courses or something else?
It's a very good question. An alternative pathway would either be completing a full year of college studies here in Canada, for example. So you'd have to complete a full year of college in one single program, and then we would consider that your sort of new admission basis. Upgrading courses would be an option as well through virtual high school. That's an option. Completing a full year of university abroad in your home country is an option as well. So we would consider that year as your new admission basis as well. So there are different options if you don't qualify right after high school.
Thank you. I think one of our audience want to hear more about mechanic engineering. I think she means entry requirement.
Yeah. So for the entry requirements for mechanical engineering, we require your English, your math, and if I'm not mistaken, we require 2 of either chemistry, bio, or physics. So that would be the entry requirements for mechanical engineering.
If the student get Bachelor of Arts major in computer science, can he apply for Master of Computer Science?
It's a very good question. I think it would be best to verify the admission requirements from their graduate studies website just to be sure. When you are on the website, when you are looking at the admission requirements, do make sure to click on the link that says specific admission requirements. That will bring you to a separate page where you'll have to find the program again, but we'll give you very detailed information about the program. I find curious that you'd be able to complete a BA in computer science and not a Bachelor's of Science in computer science. I think that the requirement would be a Bachelor's of Science in computer science or equivalent. I'm not sure that the Faculty of Engineering graduate office would consider a BA in computer science equivalent to a Bachelor's of Science. That would be up to them to determine, but you'll be able to find that information on our website.
Yeah, thank you. We don't have any questions from our audience yet, but I have a question about the co-op program. Like, do the student have to apply for it, or is this the part of the program?
Yeah, so that we only have one program at the undergraduate level where co-op is mandatory. That would be our software engineering program where co-op is mandatory. For the other programs, you can select the co-op option when you apply on the OUAC platform. And then you have to maintain a minimum average during your first year and second year in order to qualify for co-op, or in other to reserve your spot in co-op. And so studying real hard during your first and second year is important because co-op is not guaranteed. So in order to reserve your spot, you need to maintain a certain average.
Thank you so much. Oh, there's no questions. What is mechanic engineering employment opportunities for the graduate?
It's a very good question. It depends on your fields of interest. So our programs at the university have very generic names. So they'll be called mechanical engineering compared to some other programs in other university, which will bear the names such as aeronautics engineering or automotive engineering. But our mechanical engineering does touch on all of those different topics. After graduation, it is possible to find employment in these different fields, whether it's aeronautics or automotive and so on. We have many of our co-op students working at Tesla in California and graduates as well. So it really depends on what you're interested in and what you have in mind for your future career. So the employment opportunities would vary depending on where you want to take your diploma as well.
Oh, wow. I think we have an inquiries right now. I have a student who is in second year in Vietnam studying computer science. I think this means in bachelor degree. He wants to make the application to University of Ottawa in September next year as a fresh student. Does he need to stop his current course in Vietnam before making the application?
No, absolutely not. He can continue. There's no problem. What we'll require is that he submit the list of all the courses he's completed and the list of courses he's currently completing, because this will allow us to see if we can grant any advanced standings to the students. Do keep in mind that in engineering, it's the faculty that is most difficult to grant advanced standings because the profession of engineering in Canada is highly regulated. And in order to grant advanced standing, we have to verify that the courses were taught by professional engineers and so on. It is possible to get advanced standings, but it's not as easy as in some other faculties. So if the student is in second year now in Vietnam, it's not guaranteed that when he transfers to the university that he'll be starting in third year. There might be some courses in second year that he or she might have to redo. So I really want to be transparent at that. With that, it's not automatic that the student will receive 2 years of full advanced standings.
Okay, I'm receiving another questions in terms of applying to University of Ottawa. There's one student who finished the course in Centennial College. Is this considered as the fresh student compared to high school student, or is this any prerequisite entry requirement?
Yeah, so if a student has completed college, we don't require the same admission average as a student who's completed high school. The admission average will be lower. It'll be closer to 75%, sometimes for different programs, 70%. So that would be the biggest nuance. So we would consider having completed college a plus, so we don't require as high an admission average.
So in this case, do the student get waived English condition as well?
Probably not, unless the student has been at Centennial College for at least 3 years. So our English language requirements state that we require a minimum of 3 years of studies in a country where English is an official language. So if the student has only been in college for 2 years, then we would still require a proof of English proficiency.
Yep, thank you. I think this is the last question we have. And in terms of scholarships, you advise that the student need to take time, means like the earlier the better.
Yes.
So the question also like for the highest scholarship available, what students should prepare, or what's your advice to get more chance for the scholarship?
Again, most of our scholarships, the highest paying scholarships require very high admission average. So working really hard while you're in grade 12 and obtaining those great percentages or those great marks is very important. That plays a lot into it. Having good extracurricular activities as well on your resume definitely helps on that front. Yeah, so just working really hard and having a great profile, overall profile, helps you attain some of those higher paying scholarships. Absolutely.
Yep. Thank you, Mark, for answering all the questions, and
No
thank you,
problem.
audience, to give us very great questions. Yeah, as Mark says, just prepare for your academic, your English,
Mhm.
and if you need support in terms of entry requirement, you can get back to our team, and we'll come back to you with a solution after consulting from Mark. And thank you so much again for spending your time to give us a very informative sessions. And we're looking forward to meet you again very soon, Mark.
Perfect. Thank you so much for having me. It was a pleasure. Thank you, everyone, for being here.
Thank you. Bye bye.